Okay. Let's get right into this thing real quick. All right. So here's the problem. Okay. A lot of people have been asking me about what can happen next to the Social Security Administration. And to be very fair, I get it. I understand what's going on. I understand why people are afraid. I understand why people are kind of sick of this entire situation. And I get it. Okay. We are living in a world right now where we're not asking what can we do to make Social Security better for the American people. We're in this weird little crunch where we're massively downsizing everything to meet corporate lines of audit, which, to be fair, isn't the Social Security Administration. Okay. You want to cut down on waste and fraud? That would definitely be the military. You can find all kinds of things there. For a very, very long time, you can go ahead and save billions and trillions over a relatively short period, and you could do it, without working too hard to go through it all. Now, with that said, obviously Republicans are in. As a result of that, they're not going to say much about the military. But Social Security and hack, we're going to take more people out. We're going to hack away more. Here are 5 ways that they could destroy Social Security benefits overnight. And I do this video because I keep getting asked from people, what's next? And I want to get ahead of the ball of these different news stations, these different, legacy places, from going ahead and trying to sell essentially to other people, what's going on, what's the future, etc. Because what I've noticed is this, the legacy news, they got this amazing ability to get people's brains thinking that something is okay that actually is not okay. I don't know how they do it so well. I don't know if they've just studied psychology, done an assessment to figure out how to get inside somebody's brain. But I do know this. It's propaganda. It's propaganda at this point. It's Hollywood level propaganda. It's pushed by the left. It's pushed by the right. It is Hollywood level propaganda. All right, let's get into this real quick. Here are essentially 5 ways that the Social Security Administration or its programs could be destroyed, and we don't want that. We don't want these things. So I want to get ahead of it and explain to you why they're bad. Number 1, get rid of early retirement and maximum retirement. What is early retirement? Early retirement's easy. 62, you can retire early. You get a bunch of restrictions on your benefits, get a bunch of restrictions on your income, get a bunch of things that make it not good to retire early. Okay, people have to because we just went through 4 years of economic destruction. Okay, nobody will argue that that was a smart 4 years for capitalism. It was the opposite. Okay, whether you're talking about the petrodollar or you're talking about essentially, just capitalism, being used with the reserve currency to make America do okay, right? I'm not talking about great. I'm just talking about do okay. Next one is the maximum retirement. So you can actually wait until you hit 70 years old to get a maximum retirement benefit, which is the most retirement you can get per month. Okay. Most people don't do this because on the horizon is, of course, the trust fund failure. So people are like, well, I'd rather get my benefits now and then wait for, my benefits to essentially have a loss. And that's smart investment. It's smart. You're looking at the timeline. If you get rid of these functions, you are going to see vastly more people on SSI benefits, because the problem is 62 represents the first speed bump to accessing a monthly check for those who can no longer work due to problems that they have with their body. Some of you will say, well, I don't get it. I don't get it. Trust fund supervisors seem to be good to do this job into their 70s. Yeah, but digging a ditch is not good through your 60s. It's not. So if you get rid of 62, you are massively increasing the amount of people who are going to be stuck on SSI benefits or have to go on SSDI benefits. And the problem with that is that if you increase the amount of people going on SSDI benefits, you're going to put that trust fund at risk. Now, if you get rid of the maximum retirement option, okay, which I don't think is going to affect much anyways. Most people are not taking benefits for that, only the super wealthy. All that's really going to affect are the super wealthy who are just waiting the longest period. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. I don't think that's going to have a really whatever outcome. If you force people to retire at 67 or raise it to 69, right, the rich are still going to be where the rich are going to be. It is what it is. Number 2, get rid of the grid rules for disability benefits. Many people are found disabled, so long as you prep the record, organize it, make sure you have your argument set based on the grid rules. Okay, what are the grid rules? They increase the likelihood that you'll be found disabled because you will grid out at the sedentary or light levels when you reach certain age benchmarks. 50 plusers, 55 plusers, 60 plusers. When you reach those year benchmarks, makes it easier to be found disabled. If they got rid of the grid rules, it would significantly decrease the amount of people who are found disabled, and it would significantly decrease the amount of people who were kicked off of benefits trying to get back onto benefits. Why would this happen for SSDI benefits? Well, the point of it is the SSA wants to show preferential treatment to older disabled people rather than younger disabled people. Younger disabled people get a check for a much longer period of time during their life. They cost the system a lot more money. Older disabled people don't because they're older. They don't have as many years left to live. And as a result, that's why we have preference towards the grid rules. Also, the bodies degrade over time. The mind degrades, the physical aspects of the body degrades. There's degradation, okay? And if any of you guys want to sit back and start to wonder about the great theory as to why we have grid rules for 50, 55, and 60 years old, and how the grid rules change for those different age groups, what you're essentially studying, just to clarify, is you are studying the government's study of the human body and how it degrades based on the jobs available in the national economy. They study how much work will ruin your mental and physical state over time. It's kind of spicy stuff. Not a pleasant thing. It kind of reminds you of like World War II, terrible, terrible ideas and terrible, terrible things. Get rid of number 3, get rid of immigrant SSI benefits. Some of you absolutely, you just hate it. You hate the idea that immigrants get SSI benefits because A, it comes from general taxes. You don't like that. B, you think that they should have to work to earn their way in America. Here's the kicker. We limit it very heavily from the Nixon era version of SSI. We limit it to basically entrants, refugees, asylum seekers, those who are trafficked. We limit it significantly. Like it or not, we need more immigrants who are coming to this country who can assimilate and create more children because Americans aren't making children anymore. That is the big problem. It is slowly getting erased from our culture to have children. That is what you would call the destruction of Social Security benefits. Because where do Social Security benefits come from? They come from younger people's paid taxes for other people's benefit. That's what they are. Retired people aren't paying for themselves right now, didn't pay for themselves. It's the younger generations that pay for them. If you go ahead and begin the process of getting rid of immigrants that are legally coming in, legally being supported, legally being brought into the system, given their 7 years of SSI, what you end up with, just to be fair, is not enough Americans being born to afford those who are currently receiving benefits. And some of you guys are like, I'm safe. I got 10 more years. Actually, you're not. Go look up the Social Security PDFs doing financial analysis. You're not. You're not safe. Okay, this is like an immediate blinking red light problem. And they keep downselling it in the news. But again, like I said, social media, big news, big legacy news stuff, they have a way of just making our minds go the way they want. Number 4, get rid of DDS disability reviews. Another horrible thing. It would crash, absolutely crash our Social Security disability system. As you guys know, in every state right now, they have essentially initial filing, reconsideration, ALJ, OHO hearings, and then appeals council, OHO. Your first 2 steps where the adjudicators are not attorneys, they are not high-level judges, they're just state-based employees who basically review the file and try to come together for a decision, okay? The analysis is significantly less detailed. The analysis is more based off of generalized forms, which is create this culture policy where everybody believes that, you're going to get denied twice because you get denied at the initial filing and the reconsideration period. Well, look, here's the thing. Many of you don't realize that you need the time in those two spots to build up the medical evidence needed for a judge to approve you. A lot of you apply for disability benefits and you're like, of course I'm disabled. But you don't have literally years of medical evidence showing consistently the problems and how severe they are. Another issue is that we don't have enough administrative law judges. We would have to quadruple and then quadruple the amount of administrative law judges onwards and onwards in order to go ahead and have enough people to rule on all this. And remember, the administrative law judges, they each have a staff of people working with them to make their decisions come together. They've got a writer, they got a clerk, they got all that stuff. It's not a lot. They need more, but they got that. Whereas DDS reps don't have it like that. Another thing, okay? So we can't get rid of those steps, right? If somebody comes out from the news and it's like, we'll just get rid of that, we'll cut all those people out, we'll go right to the judges. Whew, no, very bad. If you hear that on legacy news, do not run with it. All right, next one, number 5, settle out recipients. Settle out recipients. Let's say that they wanted to get rid of Social Security benefits and they wanted to settle you out. They wanted to give you, $500,000, $200,000, $1 million. If they came out and they said, okay, all the people who are currently retired, they're going to get $1 million. All the people who are currently in this 50 to, let's say, 60 age bracket, they're going to get $500,000. All the people with this, all the people with that, all the people with this, all the people with that. Yes, yes, yes. You would have a large amount of the voting population buy into that because to them, they feel like they would have the capacity to invest that money and make a lot more. I guarantee you, if you are complaining about SSI people getting payments from general tax funds now, I guarantee you, if you collapse the retirement and disability benefit system and have payouts, you will see more people on SSI than you've ever seen in your entire life. You will see more people frauded out of their money than ever in the history of Social Security benefits existence. You will see more people lose that money so fast because they don't know how to invest, they don't know what to do with their money, and they don't know how to make money off of money. I guarantee you, this is a very unpopular thing to know, but we must have Social Security benefits because the American people are completely uneducated in what to do with money. Prove me wrong. How many of you studied investing in high school? Prove me wrong. How many of you studied investing in college? How many of you studied investing in your business relationships? Prove me wrong. I'm all for, go ahead, prove me wrong. Hey, prove me wrong how you're a genius. Yeah, we're going to have investors in the audience, people who know sales. Yeah. But the majority of you have no idea. You have no idea. How many of you successfully own a couple million in Bitcoin? Well, and that's my point too. A lot of you, it's like, you're like, oh, I'd be great with that. Okay, how much money do you have in the bank right now? So historically, if you don't have lots of money in the bank, that is an identifier that maybe you're not Wall Street level investor, right? Not saying you couldn't do it, not saying you couldn't learn it. There's lots of videos on how to do it now. I'm just saying in the current state of being, it's something to understand. So these are the 5 ways that I think people essentially, just to be fair, I think that they would crush and crumble almost overnight the Social Security Administration. Also, Princess Diana, thank you for the card, for the birthday card. I super appreciate it. Also, thank you for the $2 donation. That's absolutely amazing. I'm going to be doing some videos shortly with the trip and specifically trip details when it comes to, essentially what I was doing up on the farm. I will catch you all a little bit later. I hope you're all doing well. Please remember to be kind to each other. It's really, really tough times. But again, the 5 ways that they would essentially be destroying the Social Security Administration overnight is to get rid of early retirement and maximum retirement, get rid of the grid rules for disability benefits, get rid of immigrant SSI benefits, get rid of DDS disability reviews, and settle out recipients. That means end Social Security and settle people out and give them money. How many casinos would do very well off of that? How many loan sharks would do very well off of that? Just think about that. All right. I will catch you all a little bit later. Attorney Walter Hnot. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you like the ideas that we talk about, how we open our minds to all these different things that are going on, potential possibilities, things we need to watch out for. Also, please remember I go live on Mondays and Thursdays to answer questions for free for people about disability benefits and disability law. Also, very important. I hope you're doing amazingly well. Also, I do those 1 hour private sessions. Mini contract is below. That's where you get to rent an hour. We usually do an hour, 10, hour, 15 minutes. I will catch you all a little bit later. I will see you tomorrow, and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you so much, Attorney Walter Hnot, and we will go from there. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.